Welcome along in, everybody, to the Red Card Radio news episode. As always, my name is James. I support Arsenal, and we found him. He's no longer tumbling through the winds. That's Brad.
Here.
He supports, I think that's a Charlotte FC kit. And that's Sean. He supports Tottenham. What's up, boys?
Christmas. And
Christmas. Yeah, true.
Yes,
for sure.
Like Christmas tree.
I guess I support Arsenal and flamingos or something. I don't know. Because it's pink, Brad.
Oh.
Yeah.
It looks white. I'm colorblind.
It does. It looks white.
Oh.
Yes, it looks very washed out pink.
It's a light pink. It's the pink kit from this year.
It looks like you took your white shirt and accidentally washed it with red clothes.
Okay, I've got a white undershirt on underneath it. Like you tell him, I don't know.
That didn't disprove my point.
The white shirt's a little dingy. Anyway, this is I'm just gonna pause the video and we're gonna start over. No, we're not. But hello, welcome back, Brad. You missed a banger of an episode.
I don't doubt it.
I'm sure you've already watched it, right?
Yeah, totally.
All right, let's get into it. This is the news episode. So if you are new here, if you first time stumbling across us, first off, thank you for clicking on the video or the podcast. If you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. If someone shared it with you, you should buy them a coffee because that person is an awesome person and they deserve a coffee from you. Or maybe you should, I don't know, tell the barista at the coffee place to listen to Red Card Radio. I don't know, however you want to do it. Tell a friend. If you're on a podcast, if you're on the podcast site, I should say, follow 5-star review if you can on your platform. All those things help us out tremendously. It's Christmas next weekend. The gift of Red Card Radio. Just gift everyone a QR code to Red Card Radio's YouTube channel. There we go. Boom. If you haven't done any shopping yet, that's how you do it. Right, boys?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. Give some Red Card Radio. And listen, if you post that you get 5 or 10 people to subscribe, we might send you a hat.
Oh, dang.
Got extra hats?
I think maybe. We might be able to work that out, yeah. Like if you give the gift of Red Card Radio, hit us up and we'll send some swag your way.
Yeah.
Free of charge, as long as you're in America. I don't know how to ship internationally, so that would be really strange. But maybe we'll figure it out.
Plus, it's expensive.
I don't know. Maybe maybe we can figure that out. I'm not sure.
Shipping is charged. We'll charge you for the shipping.
Will we?
Yeah, we will.
No, not in the U.S. If it's
international, we're gonna.
It depends on how much it costs.
We'd split it with you. Go 50-50s.
I'll talk with the CFO. Maybe the CFO.
Dutch shipping?
Maybe the CFO will have calmed down. She's a little upset at me right now because I got a new Arsenal jersey in the mail today. And she didn't get one. So what
were you doing?
Well, they're out of stock of the women's cuts. So she wants this kit, but in the women's cut. And Arsenal, I need you to restock the women's cut of the away and the third kit from this year, please, so I can keep the CFO happy.
I'm just hoping the co-CFO is happy that I got Taylor Heineke jersey on the way.
Yeah. Yes.
Put your 4s up, baby. I'm hoping she's okay with the man's cut because.
Do they make a women's cut in American football jerseys?
I don't know. I didn't look. They played in the black jerseys one week, and she was like, "Man, those jerseys are really cool." And I just made mental note.
Dude,
the black jerseys for sale now?
Well done.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Well done.
Wait, can you customize yet or no? You didn't look probably.
Well, when you have a friend that works for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp, and he has connects in jersey making and screen printing, then you can make just about anything happen.
Oh, dope.
We're gonna talk later.
There we go.
Hey, okay.
Shout out to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp?
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp?
Shout out. We should do a podcast from the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Stadium.
It's right across the road from the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium. I've been there.
So Khan, the Fulham owner, he could put us up.
Yeah,
this is a
exactly.
This is a Premier League podcast.
See, it all ties together. We bring it back.
Boom.
We bring it back to Khan. We broadcast live from his yacht that he rolls up with every year. We go to the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Stadium.
Dude, yeah,
Easy.
Speaking of American owners, this is the cleanest segue of all time. But
it really was.
Speaking of American owners, there's another American owner in English football. Did you guys hear about this? So while we were all celebrating the World Cup, there were things happening in English football, and one of those things was the
Michael B. Jordan.
AFC Bournemouth was sold to who, Brad? What's his name?
Hold on. Bill Foley.
Bill Foley.
He owns the Las Vegas Guardians, the NHL team.
There you go. And he bought the
Are
team.
they the Golden Knights? They're not the Guardians. They're the Golden Knights.
Guardians.
Guardians is
Cleveland. Mr. Baseball
Whatever.
over here. Cleveland Guardians.
Whatever. 0-3 worst team to ever play in the World Cup, Canada. I don't care about your sport. Okay.
Okay. So we said Scott Foley, Bob Foley, Tom Foley.
Bob.
It doesn't matter.
Bill.
Mr. Foley paid how much for this for a Premier League football club, Brad?
$134 million.
400.
Like
100.
400.
That's
400.
No, it's 100. It's really cheap.
100. But I think it's a majority ownership stake. I don't think it's for all of it.
Oh.
I was saying, maybe this was on the pod, maybe it was off. I was absolutely flabbergasted that Chelsea would sell for $4 billion. Granted, $2 billion of that was for whatever. There was
100% stake. Sorry,
there was earmarked, and then another Premier League would sell for $150 million.
Yeah, that's wild.
That just flabbergasts me that is worth. That's not. That's 100. That's almost
many times
that's
more.
Ridiculous. That there's no way.
0 times 4, so 40.
40 times more. What?
100 million. You add a 0 to the end to get it a Billy.
Yeah.
And then you times it by 4.
Okay.
So 40.
Yeah. 40 times. 40 times more. Yeah.
I'll take your word
we got
for
Brad
it.
math. Brad math. 40 times more. There's just no way another Premier League team is worth 40 times less than another Premier League team. It just blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just can't. It seems fishy.
Yeah,
it smells the smelly smell of smelly things that are smelly.
Well, look, Bournemouth's revenue this year might be £100 million, right? Chelsea's revenue is much closer to that $1 billion mark.
Okay, I'm gonna need to check a Swiss Ramble article real quick on Chelsea's revenue because I don't believe Chelsea's revenue is anywhere near £1 billion.
Not in.
He's talking about
register clicks, right?
He's talking about gross revenue.
register clicks plus TV revenue plus
Sports
sponsorship
Business
plus.
Journal.
Okay, so you're not on Swiss Ramble. Look at him. Click. He's
Simon Johnson has it as their goal is to make a $1 billion in gross revenue.
That's a good goal.
Okay, but that's still not your outgoing. That's not your net.
Yeah, no, not net. No, definitely not net. I don't think Brad was trying to imply net. He was just trying to imply. He was saying gross revenue.
For the year ending in June 2021, they had $486 million. Either way.
That's an exceptionally big difference from $1 billion, Brad.
What I'm saying is if your revenue is 486 million and your outgoing is 485 million, then you didn't really make that. Like the profit isn't that much if that's the numbers. But
profit's obviously more important than revenue.
Profit is more important.
So
true. I'm not arguing that.
I'm sure your marketing team is a lot more expensive than Bournemouth's.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. Other news, everyone's favorite English striker who wasn't brought to the World Cup, Ivan Toney. He caught a couple charges a couple days after the World Cup squad was announced. He caught just a few charges on sports gambling, sports betting infractions. He has subsequently been charged with 30 more offenses there. So his total count for for football betting, gambling related charges is, I believe, 262. It's greater than 260. I don't know how many games, if he's convicted of all of those, that would get you. I would imagine that's approaching like a lifetime ban situation. I don't know. It seems that way. I hope not, because he's quite a player. He's quite the player.
You guys know my stance on this. With almost half the teams being sponsored by betting websites and EPL, a bunch of American sports, we're dealing with the same thing over here that you guys over there had seemingly solved, but it doesn't seem that to be that way. If he's not betting on his team to lose or anything he can control and manipulate, if he's just betting on, like, I don't know, Leicester, West Ham, then what does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, he can't control that. Like, insider information. He's got buddies he's texting. Like, he gets the same information that everybody else gets.
I mean, and
it's just bull. It's bull crap.
I'll take it another step forward. If he's betting on Brentford to win, like that's that's his team. Like I don't even have an issue with that personally. If he's betting on Ivan Toney to score a goal, like that's not an issue.
I'm rooting for him to win money at that point. If you're betting on yourself and your team, win it.
Yeah,
bet it. Do it.
So here's the question, right? And I agree with you guys 1,000%. But here's the question: does Pete Rose belong in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay.
He's
the best hitter of all time.
I 1,000% agree. Pete Rose deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. But I had to ask the question because if we're talking about gambling, like, we have to bring up Pete Rose.
Pete Rose also only bet on his own team to win while he was managing, not while he was playing. Don't get me down this road.
Hey, Jimmy.
He only bet while he was managing, not while he was playing. So don't hold the player out of the Hall of Fame because the manager bet. That's bullcrap.
Don't even hold the manager out because he bet on himself to win. Like, it's ridiculous. Yo, Jimmy. I know you're a baseball guy.
Rob Manfred. I want to see you.
Yeah, fix it, Rob.
I will fight you.
Jimmy, tell us what you think about.
He's just waiting for him to. He's waiting for him to die to put him in posthumously.
Which is ridiculous.
It's bullshit.
Stupid.
Man up, and he should
man up. Have the cojones. Do it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Were there any other major news stories that I neglected to put on our rundown that you guys can think of offhand, off the top of your head?
Well, we do have some comments that I would like to get to.
Oh, you do? You want to hit those comments up? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, then let me set the table for our loyal listeners. We've been having a little bit of a debate internally that we brought to you guys last week about the old Harry Kane versus Olivier Giroud career. Whose career would you rather have between the two? You've got the one guy who's won everything, but been more of a bit part player, less of the focal guy. And then you've got Harry Kane, who hasn't won anything yet, but has been the guy for Spurs for approaching 10 years now. I think it's like 7 years, 8 years, whatever it is, but he's getting there. And so Brad and I have said that we would prefer to have Giroud's career, and Sean thinks that we are idiots and that in 30 years nobody will remember who Olivier Giroud is, but everyone will remember who Harry Kane is. Now, you guys have hit us up in the comments, and I have condensed a lot of these comments because there were some extensive thoughts on this topic. But generally speaking, Joel and Will generally agree that Kane is the better player than Giroud, but that they would rather have Giroud's career. Jake, big shout out to you, Jake, hitting us up in the comments. You were waffling though. You need to pick a side, homie. Ain't none of this play in the middle. This is a black and white. This is a pick a side, bro. Ain't no waffling, okay?
I did want to. I pulled it up to make sure I had it up.
Okay.
I thought Joel's well thought out response. I thought it deserved reading. Yeah, I'll read it. Here's how I'd sum up the argument. This is from Joel. Better player is Kane, 100%, no doubt. He'll go down as the best English scorer in the game once he's retired. Kids will grow up in England wanting to be the next Kane, just as he would have about Shearer. Like Kane grew up wanting to be Shearer.
Yeah.
I doubt that will ever happen as much in France for Giroud. But the question is about the career, not the better player. Giroud won almost everything. He'll look back on his career with zero regrets, 100% pride. Kane will probably, he put it in quotations, look back and think, what if, about a number of moments. No trophies, no medals, cabinet full versus cabinet full is the difference. Kane would swap all of his goals to have Giroud's trophy cabinet. For how good Kane is, he deserves a Premier League, a Champions League trophy to his name. And then, funnily enough, he adds as an anecdote, Shearer could have moved to Manchester United before he signed to Newcastle. What did he win? Nothing at Newcastle, parenthetically. He would have won everything at Manchester United from 96 to 2006, but he's a local hero at Newcastle. The same will probably happen to Kane if he finishes his career at the Spurs. So the question becomes, would you rather be a hero or have some cabinets full?
I don't know. That's a tougher question.
Because he could kind of confirms my argument there without confirming it. He's a hero in Northern England.
It explains your thought process because you don't know what a cabinet is.
Okay, well, is that one?
Not really, because it's more of a
closet.
It's a closet.
That's a closet. Okay, all right.
Yeah, cabinets generally have glass on the front, so you can display things.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. But no, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, would you rather be a hero or just win some things here and there because you happen to be on a team?
Jimmy kind of gets into this in his comment, and I've condensed Jimmy's as well. He says Jimmy values loyalty to a team over someone who just jumps around to win trophies. So, and that's what Kane is displaying. That's what someone like Shearer displayed. Is that they have Kane has only ever appeared for Spurs once his professional career really got started in earnest. Yeah, he had a couple loans early on, but once that the period of the loans got out of the way, he only ever appeared for Tottenham. And so there is something to be said about spending a career at one club, winning what you can. And I'm sure that Spurs fans will look back on Kane's legacy if he stays at Spurs for his entire career and never wins anything. And they'll look back and be like, man, if we hadn't moved to the new White Hart Lane, because obviously the transfer budget was impacted by the transfer to the new stadium in the same way that with Arsenal, Arsenal's budgets were harmed by moving to the Emirates from Highbury. Granted, it's better for the club long term, so it's obviously the correct thing for the club to do, but it does mean that you might condemn a generation of players to not reaching their full potential because you don't have the funds to support them.
I can back that up with factual information, which I also happen to have available.
Yeah.
So the most expensive transfer by window or by year for Tottenham, we actually had a really good run, which I'm going to start back with Luka Modric in 08-09. We went actually, I could start a year earlier, 07-08, Darren Bent. We went Darren Bent, Luka Modric, Peter Crouch, Rafael van der Vaart, Scott Parker, Moussa Dembele, Eric Lamela, Ben Davies, Heung-min Son, Moussa Sissoko, Davinson Sanchez. And those were the most expensive transfers of that particular window.
So
those were not the only.
What years was that? It was 2007 to when?
7 to 18.
It was spring, or January, summer.
That's both. That is the most expensive player you bought that season.
Got it.
So
that's a good list of players. That's a decent list of players.
Yes, which contributed heavily. All of them contributed heavily. So, with that being said, the year we moved to the new stadium, 2018-19, blank. We didn't buy anybody.
Yep.
There is no most expensive player, even very cheap, because we did not make a single move that offseason.
Yep.
And then we broke our transfer budget with Tanguy Ndombele. $54 million is our transfer record, which I would like to be broken in our next segment.
Good. And this next segment is brought to you by the transfer
By
market.
Transfer market.
Transfermarket.us.
But it's brought to you by Gillette, which you will look like a man who has been transferred to the New York Yankees, because you will look like a new man with a clean-shaven face when you use Gillette.
Now, it's funny,
just for men.
It's funny that you say a razor company, because obviously the three of us have extensive use of razors. We all, if you're only listening to this on the podcast, you can assume that we are all very clean-shaven, well-kept men. But transfer
Gillette are the best a man can get.
The problem is they can't. I'm not saying it. Never mind. We're moving on. We're moving on to the transfer market. So it opens up in January. Who do our teams need? What helps propel Chelsea back into a top 4 race? What propels Spurs in a title chase? And what helps Arsenal sustain a title challenge?
I think we should start with Brad.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay.
What do you need? If we don't, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah,
if we can throw it.
Just
all right, I'll start off and let him research. So
I'm ready.
What we need. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
I need us to bring Nkunku in January, not in June.
Oh, that's already done though.
Oh, I know. That's why I need it moved up 6 months. Gvardiol would be awesome in the back line.
You just bought like 2 center. What?
So we still need somebody to take over for Thiago. And we did buy another young striker because Broja messed up his ACL and MCL.
Come on,
so we have bought somebody.
Isn't Silva still your best center back?
Yes.
Maybe Koulibaly.
At 38 years old. At 38 years old, yes, he is still our best center back.
Anyway.
But we have already purchased a Ivory Coast striker, David Datro Fofana. So we need to find a Fofana in the midfield. You can have a Fofana in the back, Fofana in the mid, Fofana going forward.
Fofana to Fofana to Fofana.
Yes.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
That's done. I would really, in all honesty, and Nkunku moving, us getting that done in January, not in June. I think would be fantastic.
Do you think Nkunku would just step right into your first team?
Yes.
You think he starts for Chelsea?
Yes, he starts over Alba.
Interesting, man. It didn't take you guys long to turn on Oba. That's messed
up.
I
don't think Oba's...
Nope.
I don't think Oba's bad. I think Nkunku was better.
That's messed up, bro. I'm going to laugh in 3.5 years when Chelsea loaned...
We sell him back to Leipzig?
Yeah. You and Leipzig, man. It's Leipzig, bro. Gosh.
So speaking of this, because this is relevant, I had a funny interchange with Tamzid, who we reference often.
There we go.
I don't know if you saw that.
To be fair, I just pulled the Tamzid and gave Brad a hard time about his pronunciation.
So I don't know if you guys saw this transaction, but he said something about Chelsea getting fooled by something. It was McAllister. And I was like, don't. He said Chelsea is going to get fooled by McAllister and overpay for him. And I was like, no. That's why they bought the entire Brighton recruiting department. So that they can find McAllisters before they happen. And he was like, and his response was, don't worry. They'll just pay $100 million for the next Bundesliga flavor of the month. And Nkunku.
And we did.
Enter and Nkunku.
So
Tamzid is right again.
That signing's official, complete. Here we go.
There's a here we go.
Pretty much, yeah. From what I've seen, it's pretty much.
And it's official.
We have a here we go from Fabrizio, which I think is tier 1 Red Card Radio.
It's official. Here we go for June.
Yes.
For June.
Okay.
Yeah.
For June.
All right.
That's when technically the release clause becomes available, but we're paying more than the release clause to get it done now, from what I understand.
All right.
I think the release clause is like 60, but we're paying 75, so nobody else can get in.
That's weird. but okay.
I know.
That's some top tier negotiations from
Well,
Chelsea. What do Spurs need?
I think he just justified why we should break our club record of transfer fee, which would be 54 million for Tengue and Ndomble. Go get Hakimi. His value on transfer market, I'm putting big quotations on it. 65 million is bullshit. If PSG let go of Hakimi for 65 million, they're off their rocker. So just offer 80 million plus Royal for Hakimi. Just go get him. Go get him. Our biggest deficiency on the entire team is right back. Because Doherty and Royal can't get it done. Just go get one of the best right backs in the world.
That's an exceptionally expensive transfer for a right back.
And he's played under Conte before. If you're making the case of Conte to stay, go get a right back that he's won with.
They got a left back world class. He's won with.
Yes. Yeah. Who was free. Yeah. So basically, if you think about it, we spent 80 million on Hakimi. We basically just spent 40 million apiece on our wingbacks.
Wow,
it's just so expensive. Like 80 million is such a price to pay for a single player.
Just go get him. Fuck it. Like I'm sorry for cussing, but
it's all good. It's
like
red card radio.
Go get him. Like we make so much money as a club.
That's not a levy play.
Get him. Go get him.
It's not a levy play.
The other thing I see floating around is that we have, as a club, decided that Gvardiol may be too expensive. That is the most Levy press release I've ever heard in my life. That Levy played too well in the World Cup, and now he's too expensive to go get.
That's hilarious.
Apparently his release clause is 110 milli.
Well, we weren't going in for release when we first started to get him. Levy, if you're listening to this, we tried to get him for 50-something last summer, and you said that's too expensive. Now it's release clause is too much?
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, go get Hakimi. Go get him. I don't want to hear nothing else.
So
what we got for Arsenal?
Arsenal, what you got?
So it sounds before all of the Gabriel Jesus injury came to light, Arsenal were in the market for a winger and a central midfielder. The central midfielder just always comes back to Yuri Tielemans. That's who it's revolving around. That's who it's been revolving around. Apparently, there's talk that Arsenal. Obviously, there's mutual appreciation between the player and Arsenal, but Arsenal don't want to overpay for a player who's out of contract in 6 months. So the question is how badly do we need another midfielder versus how much do Leicester, what's the smallest amount that Leicester will accept to not lose a player on the free? And for a club that is notoriously serious about running an even budget, could 10 million get it done? Maybe. I don't know. Could 15 million get it done? Maybe. I don't know. So there is talk about signing Yuri Tielemans from Leicester. And then there's this dude from Ukraine, the Ukrainian cat, who's the winger.
Drek?
No, it's Mudryk or something like that. I don't know.
They want 6 figures, or sorry, 9 figures for.
Yeah, they want Jack Grealish money for him. And I get that Ukraine's in the middle of a war right now, and they probably want a little bit of extra money to line the pockets, and I think they're going to fleece the English for it. And I guess technically Kroenke's an American, but nah, I'm not about that for 100 million personally. I don't know. I don't know what Arsenal needs. Probably winger cover is our biggest thing for Saka. Midfield, I'll take it or leave it. As long as Partey doesn't get injured again, which is always a question for us because he's notoriously always injured. I think that we're probably pretty set there. We have Emile Smith-Rowe coming back from injury. Mo El Neni is coming back from injury. So I don't know. Eddie and
What are you doing up? What are you doing up top? Let's get this game of Jesus is done.
I mean, I think he's done until February is the talk. Apparently, the rumor is that February 25th is the target date for him to return. Even if he comes back mid-March, that's still 2.5 months in the season. It's essentially 2.5 months for Eddie to lead the line. Now, there will definitely be some questions, like, because Eddie can't play every single game between now and Gabriel Jesus coming back. So I don't know specifically what the plan is.
Anybody in the academy?
Well, the problem is we got Florian Balogun out on loan in France.
Yeah.
And he's playing exceptionally well at France. And I guess there's talk about cutting his loan short to come back, but I don't even know if that's a good idea. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, no balls. Call him back. No balls.
I don't see us like. I guess I don't see Arsenal paying significantly 2 transfer windows in a row for center forwards, for number 9s. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
what about if what's his name comes free? Not free, but comes cheaper. Juventus striker
Vlahovic.
Yeah.
So it's funny you brought Vlahovic up. There's apparently been like a rumor or a media report over the last couple of days that Arsenal even if it became available, Arsenal wouldn't be interested in Vlahovic because they were put off by his representatives. They were pretty annoyed by his representatives in that Arsenal made a legit offer last January, and Vlahovic's representatives, honestly, they never brought him Arsenal's interest. Like, they never talked to him about it. So Arsenal just kind of don't want to deal with them. So it seems like that's not going to happen.
Interesting.
There's rumors of Tottenham and Vlahovic too, and I just don't.
I think there's going to be rumors for all of Juventus's players, especially as their investigation goes. We should probably talk about that in this section. We should have talked about it. That's the one thing we missed. I don't think we've talked about.
It doesn't make a lot of sense.
We mentioned it
for us. Unless it's like super cheap, but like, what are you buying it for? Like, Richarlison is the backup for Kane.
Yeah.
Like, you're just buying a backup so you can play Richarlison on the left. Like, what are we doing it? What good would? I'd rather have Chiesa.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no reason for you guys to buy him.
If Chiesa became available, I would sign him.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd rather have that one because he can play left, right. He can, that's a versatile player. They fits right in.
That's an interesting question. We should dissect Juventus's squad and see which players.
Who's getting sold before they go down?
Who can they sell to like balance their books?
Actually, Will. Will, hit us up in the
comments.
Might be
very interesting.
Let us know who we should all sign from Juve as the vultures come to pick Juve's bones. Let us know who we should sign. So I don't know. We'll see. Transfer market opens up officially on January 1st or 2nd or something like that at some time.
January 1st at midnight.
The January market is always interesting. So we'll see how quickly deals get done versus
midnight Greenwich.
So I don't know what time. Sometimes it opens at a weird hour. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Thanks for sticking with us and chatting with us. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Who do you support and who do you guys want to see signed in the transfer market? And as always, you can hit us up on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. That's at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. We collectively are at Redcard_Radio. And until next time, check back tomorrow. We've got a preview of English Premier League football for you.
Yes.
It's 10 games are back starting on Boxing Day. It's Boxing Day already. How is that a thing? But until then, have a good one. Take care.